I've seen it, and I know I have somewhat of a questionable reputation with the Puerto Rican fans when it comes to Miguel Cotto, 39-4 with 32 knockouts, the current 160-pound WBC champion. But hear me out, fans, boxing fans, follow me. He's the 160-pound champion. I'm talking about the 160-pound champion. You know, the number one 160-pound guy. But can you confidently say that Miguel Cotto is going to fight the best at 160 pounds at the full weight of 160 pounds, no catch weights? Example, the Sergio Martinez fight. I caught a lot of heat because people say I didn't give Miguel Cotto his credit for defeating Sergio Martinez when Sergio Martinez was obviously not the same man. I said in my predictions leading up to the fight that Cotto will win if Sergio Martinez is washed up like Freddie Roach is saying that he is, and that his knees are shot. When it was a time in the fourth round, I believe it was the fourth round, where I saw Sergio Martinez standing there toe to toe, trying to trade with Cotto. That's not Sergio Martinez. Why? Because he couldn't move. If you don't know, Sergio Martinez is now continuing his boxing career. It's going to be crazy to see who he's going to fight because those knees, man, the guy didn't even spar. He wasn't sparring. There were so many things going on in his camp. You see when he was saying he was in pain 7 days a week, training 6 days a week. But to each his own, Cotto still looked magnificent. Cotto looked sharp. To each his own. He looked sharp. He was sharp. And he looked good as a 160 pounder. He weighed in at 155 pounds. Freddie Roach, his trainer, has said that he's keeping him at that weight so he can still fight at 154 pounds. Cotto's next fight is supposed to be in December, if I'm correct, of this year. He's going to be working with Top Rank Boxing again for this fight. Cotto is technically a free agent, but what he does is he uses Bob Arum and Top Rank services as a co-promoter, you know, because they already have the infrastructure and foundation in place. So he's a free agent, but I feel right now he's the smartest boxer in the business right now. He fights everybody. He doesn't duck anyone. And the only issue really right now is that his stock. You know, how high is Cotto? Now, he says he's A-side. You can say, well, it all depends on who you match Cotto up with, if the fight's going to sell or be a huge success or not. Sergio Martinez was on the shelf too long, and when his name was really starting to pop, that's when he had the injury with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Then his next fight was in Argentina and not the States. I would have wanted his next fight to be in the United States. So people say, okay, it would have been the Chavez Jr. fight, then another big fight in the States to solidify. I have not sent him back to Argentina. I would have sent him back like the next fight after the fight after Chavez. But, you know, moving on, we're hearing Miguel Cotto versus Timothy Bradley at a catch weight of 155 pounds. If Miguel Cotto was to fight a Gennady Golovkin, do you see that? Can you honestly say that Cotto will fight Golovkin at the full 160? Golovkin, Gennady Gennadievich Golovkin, has said that he will fight at 154 pounds for Floyd Mayweather. But when you got Miguel Cotto only doing less than 500 pay-per-view buys, you know, the money's going to be there. Don't get me wrong, but still, fans, like, if he does fight Golovkin, Freddie Roach hasn't ruled that out, but I want it to be at the full 160 pounds. When it comes to a fight that was recently being negotiated between Miguel Cotto and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., you know, it's August the 12th right now, 2014, against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. just a few weeks ago, where Chavez Jr. went on a Mexican boxing show, and said, yeah, it's really close, it's almost official. Both sides met, and then we found out, nope, nothing happens. But what do you think was the main motivation, the main reason why that fight probably fell apart? The weight. Chavez Jr. probably was like, well, listen, I'll kill myself to make 160 pounds. But then, you know, Freddie Roach and Cotto was like, well, and I'm just speculating, well, can you get to 157? You know, how you get what I'm saying? So, catchweight fights. You can't be mad at either fighter for fighting at catchweight because, for one, you got another grown man who signed the contract, who knows there's a catchweight. So why you gonna be, you know, why you gonna be taking up for him? You know, when he knew exactly what he was doing. You can't be mad. Just like Cotto. Cotto is now training with Freddie Roach. Cotto can't say and was not saying that Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach drained him. Other people were saying that. And now look, now you got Cotto. People talking about he's going to be draining people. Cotto has some fights he can fight. That Austin Trout rematch would be there. And I'm talking about at 154. Because for some reason I'm thinking this fight's going to be at 154. And if it's not, see, it's a complex situation because they're talking about Cotto versus Canelo on Cinco de Mayo 2015. Shoulder's killing me. On Cinco de Mayo 2015, the same weekend of the Mayweather fight, the same day of the Mayweather fight. So in order for that to be successful, it has to be a big fight. I'm talking about it's going to have to be, you know, Canelo, Manny Pacquiao, or, you know, I don't see who else, or Floyd Mayweather, you know, for it to be successful. But you're going to have two massive events that only 4 fighters can main event. You know, so when you got the fact that Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum have a truce, they want to take away that Mexican holiday away from that African American who's beating up on Spanish-speaking fighters. So a guy like Canelo, him being a guy that he is, you know, very strong-willed and mentally strong fighter as far as he don't care about the record. He just wants to fight the best. He wants that holiday. So right now, from what I'm getting is there's some type of agreement where Cotto's going to be working with Bob Arum for this December fight, 2014, and the May of 2015 fight. You know, or when he fights in 2015. But we can't really talk about anything involving 2015 because you'd be surprised how much Cotto has to do with everything, because people are saying, what's Mayweather's surprise? It could be Mayweather versus Cotto as the surprise for the 160-pound title. It could be Mayweather announcing Mayweather Promotions officially and running his own official whatever against whoever, Amir Khan, running his own official promotional company, his official grand opening against Amir Khan. It could be Mayweather versus Pacquiao. You get what I'm saying with this? But see, it all lies on, well, we can start canceling stuff out after Cotto's next fight. Now let's talk about potential opponents. You got Demetrius Andrade, Banner Promotions, who's been fighting on top rank cards. The WBO 154-pound champion. If Cotto wants to capture a belt right there and then have 2 belts, one at 154 and one at 160 pounds. You got, I'm talking about fights that can be made. Because remember, he's working with Bob Arum, so we got to cancel out some Heyman fighters. You know, maybe, I don't know. I don't think Austin Trout's not managed by Heyman. Call up Austin Trout. You know, get that rematch out of the way. You know, see what's going on with James Kirkland. You know, depending on if Canelo going to fight him or not. Get that out of the way. I want to say Alfredo Angulo. And I want to say Alfredo Angulo, but see, I don't know if Cotto is going to be fighting on, like, if it's just going to be with Arum or is his agreement with Arum and HBO. You know, so there's options out there for him. But when you're talking about, you know, fights that he can have to defend his title, that would be credible fights and that would get him some recognition and respect among the fans. You got Martin Murray. You got Sam Solomon, but Sam Solomon, well, actually, Sam Solomon's going to be fighting Jermaine Taylor, that's what they're saying. You know, you got, there's a lot of guys that could be fighting. But the only question is the catchweights. You know, you can call up Billy Joe Sanders, you know, somebody like that. But, you know, I can sit here and go on all day and all day. This is T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live, 2:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, August 12, 2014. Subscribe. I cover boxing. I cover every single major fight live. T Street Controversy. T Street Controversy Live.